Hi, Chris here at Peachy TT120. Well, that was pretty fantastic, wasn't it? When I say it, I'm hoping you've watched what the Hornby gang have been showing you this past nearly an hour it was. So, what's my reaction to it? Like anyone should care, but people seem to think that I should be putting the video out. So here it is. I'll try and keep it short and sweet. Little bit of a heads up. Because I work for a retailer, I had the press release Thursday, I think it was, and it's a bit of a test. Not to get too excited and put anything on social media, but you can't. You know, it's embargoed until 11 o'clock. So even though they were doing their thing at 10 o'clock, okay. But so here we are. It's 11 a.m. What do I think of it? Well, I thought it was fantastic. I counted, if you include the set that was in April, right? If you include the locomotive and the 3 wagons behind it and their different running numbers, I counted 91 new pieces of rolling stock. Whether that's, you know, I'm counting the running numbers of things that have already been out before, because a lot of this is relivering, of course. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh, there was a lot of relivering. Well, that's how companies get the best out of their tooling. But I wonder if we could pause for a moment before we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, it's not, that's a bit unfair, isn't it? The good, the okay, and the indifferent. It's probably more reasonable. Let's have a think about, actually, I think let's just pause for a second and think about where we've come, right? Where TT120 has come over the past only a few years, you know, when everyone was, poo-pooing it. So I've cribbed a few notes, all right? So back in 2022, when Simon Kohler came on with his big green, all very positive and happy, there were actually available at that point, at the end of 2022, there was 95 different items that could be bought. When I say different, I mean that includes, you know, dummy car and power car of a HST, for example. I include the 3 different numbered coaches in the back of an Eastner set, the 3 different named Pullman coaches in the Scotsman set. All right, so there was 95 identifiable individual pieces of rolling stock. All right. Move into 2023 when they brought out the second edition of the catalogue. There was actually 97 because they added 2 more. They had 2 more of the 21-ton wagons, which then became available to pre-order. Now, I know that some of this stuff didn't turn up for years, but that stuff was available to pre-order. All right, let's use that as a benchmark. Roll forward to 2024. April 2024, there was only 11 new items added to the range, which we weren't surprised about. You know, they put a huge amount of effort into the first 97 products. That we weren't surprised it was only like 11. And I think the only new tooling was it wasn't really a new tooling, it was the IFA container wagons that were already an Arnold thing. So it's more of a change of packaging, but they became available over in the Hornby range. And that was pretty much it for 2024. And you know, a lot of people were going, oh, is that it? It's done, it's shot its load, and it's going to fade away. There's nothing for me. But you have to remember that there was a seismic change back then. You know, you had Simon Kohler going out, Martin Weaver coming into that role, bit of a shuffle round of the cabinet, as it were, and things. You know, they had things to focus on. They had things that they knew they got wrong, and things that they thought they had to change. So most reasonable people weren't surprised that 2024 was quite quiet. 25 was completely different, wasn't it? You know, we kicked off the year of 25 with the first new proper tooling. That was Class 37. There was 3 of those available in January. The April last year, 25, was a big one. 60 new items. 2 new toolings. There was the B4 Normandy and its wagons, I guess, were new toolings as well. So that's 3 new toolings. And then there was the Terriers. So that was 4 new. So that year we had, so at that point, we'd had a diesel and the 37 and the Terriers and the Normandy. So that's 3 new loco toolings and a couple of little wagons, which I know they're the gimmicky fun ones, but you know, they still count. August, that 25, we had 24 the new we had 24 new things, and we had reliveries, and we had one new one new tooling. That was the coalfish. That was received well. October we had in 25 we had 7 more add-ons. Again, more reliveries, and I think it was the thing that people were most excited about in that one really would have been I guess it was the Network Southeast 50 and the BR brake van. All right, so 2025, pretty good. 60, 70, 80, 90, so that's 94 new items with 3 loco new toolings and 3 wagon toolings. Right, so that was what we got in 2025. 2026 didn't start off with anything in January. I think they learned their lesson that it clashed too much with 00. So the first thing we were going to get from them was April. We were all a bit surprised at the 1st of April they decided to do the set, the 37 in that coal freight. I'm guessing now they just thought they just had so much stuff, why not split it up a bit? And fair play to them, because we all got rather excited by that 37. But like I said, in this bank of stuff that was announced today, there was 87 new items, plus the 4 from the set. So that's 91. That's like when this thing launched. I mean, it's massive, guys. It's absolutely massive. And who knows what's going to come in if they do something else in August and October, you know, because I know of a few things that are in the pipeline that would be rather fantastic. So maybe they are going to come out this year. I don't know. Or maybe I'd be surprised if this was it. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, because this is so massive. Have they done it all in one hit? Have the ghosts of TT120 visited all in one night? I don't know. It's got 5 new toolings though, if you notice, with the, you know, I say 5 new because the 30 and the 31, let's call that one tooling because it's a slight variation, isn't it? Right. But let's go through. I'm going to go through my highlights. Top of the list, I think top of Tim's list as well, was the 5MT. That's the Stania. It's not the BR standard. 3 of those, the LMS, which I can't wait to get my hands on and get that renamed, renumbered as Eric Tracy, that runs on the North York Moors, or Tracy. And obviously an early BR and a late BR. Fantastic. That late BR is going to be a massive seller, I think. I really do. I think you're going to have to pre-order that or be disappointed. That Class 30, that early BR Class, the early BR Green, that's the one for me. I really want that on Camelot, if I'm honest. The Class 31, slight variations in the tooling, but pretty much, you know, the same locomotive, really. The early BR Blue, the pre-top is going to be popular. And then, see, I thought they might go for a big logo version or something like the regional, but they've gone for the rail freight, and which is, you know, perfectly fine. I was surprised by the civil engineers, you know, the 80s, 90s, or Dutch livery, as we call it. I don't know why. Someone please comment below and tell us exactly why. Now, I was surprised by that, but then of course, then we came on to all these wagons, and all of a sudden it all made sense. So they obviously really pushed down that wagon route, that 70s, 80s, 90s wagon route. The sea cows and sea lions, yeah, they're next in my kind of like tick list, particularly the EWS and of course the Dutch. Actually, that was it, wasn't it? It was EWS and Dutch, but I particularly like the EWS. Those HBAs though, I really rather like them. The early BR sort of like in box out brown, and the rail freight, both cracking little things. Yeah, I really do like them. I think they're going to be a winner. I think that BR, that early BR, looked dirty and nasty and lovely. The MEAs in EWS and coal sector, cracking. I will be getting a ton of those coal sector ones. I want a whole load of those. I want full of coal. Fantastic. Yeah. Just because they're just a little bit older, than the HAAs, and I think they make a good train. Well, just only my opinion, right? So there are the highlights. So what's that? That's one, two. So that's two locos, a steam and a diesel loco, new tooling, brand new tooling, and then we've got three wagons, brand new tooling. So we're already at 5. We're already where we were last year. So that's fantastic, and we're possibly going to have more announcements coming. This is fantastic. Good to see. Obviously, the blue grey Mark 1s. Shame there wasn't another tooling announced. Hopefully, that's something they might do in the future. So they've gone for the standard 2 toolings, the composite and the brake, with 2 numbered composites. Interesting to see that they've got an Eastern region numbering, a Midland region numbering, and a Western region numbering. Numbering. I wonder where they got that idea. But it's a good idea. Why not? I just think it wouldn't have hurt. I'm hoping at some point they do something like a buffet, because the Mark 1 buffets were around. They made so many of them, and they were around for so long, and they ran with Mark 2s. It's low hanging fruit, guys. Come on, you know that, we know that, everyone knows that. The other thing that was good to see was obviously the coal sector HAAs. It did make me chuckle when that set came out only a few weeks ago, and people were going, "Well, you can't get any more HAAs for them." And think, and what Hornby really need to do is announce some more HAAs. Well, yeah, duh. Although, admittedly, sometimes what you expect Hornby to do doesn't always happen. So maybe they've got a point. I don't know, but at least there's now 4 other number HAAs which I can get to go behind what I plan to do with it. Lowlights. There's got to be some lowlights, isn't there? Right, well, I'm a fan of HSTs, right? And there's a lot of liveries, and not everyone's going to like every livery. There possibly are some people out there who like First Great Western. Personally, I think the original GWR livery was, or the GWR livery that they did first time round was a much better looking livery, but it's only my opinion. And that didn't sell brilliantly. It was okay, but we ended up having to flog them off at the end. And I think Rails probably still have got a few, because I think they bought them perhaps more, certainly more than we did. So First Great Western was it around for about 5 years, maybe 10. It's just horrible green. It's not. I don't think it's a nice green. Anyway, I can't poo-poo it too much, because we still want to sell them, and I'm supposed to be a positive influencer. I'm not supposed to be a negative Nancy. But I kind of wish, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that they didn't bring out a Midland Pullman and a HST, or an engineering, the yellow, the network rail, yellow, measurement train, the new measurement train. Because I bought a load of old GWRs second hand, and I'm scrapping all paint off so that I can paint them bright blue and I can paint them yellow and put out of Railtech transfers on them. And I know just as I finish them, Hornby will announce them. That's life, isn't it? All right. Now, the one real kind of like, and let's not make too big a thing of this, because they're pretty and they'll still sell, and that's okay. But you can't stick a banana sticker on an LNER vent wagon and call it a banana wagon. It does not make a banana wagon just by sticking a 5 sticker on it. I mean, maybe from a distance, maybe covered in soot, I don't know. I mean, they had different doors. I'm pretty sure they had different vents because the vent wagons were designed to have airflow go through them, and these were designed to have steam pipes warming them up, so that the bananas would ripen as they're being travelled, rather than refrigerated. So they were deliberately trying to almost cook off the bananas, and so they had different details. You know, if you want to go and see what a good banana wagon looks like, go check out PEACHY'S banana wagons. These are not banana wagons; they're LNER vent wagons with 5 banana stickers on them. I'm sorry, gentlemen, I think it's a little lazy, but they do look good. So people at the right price, I'm sure people will buy them. Same thing goes to sticking an LMS sticker on an LNER vent wagon. That one I didn't see the point of. We know PEACHY'S LMS vent wagons are just around the corner. I don't really see the point of doing this. There are some. I know there was a lot of a private owner in the Midland region on those LMS events. There's less so on LNER, but there were still private owner LNER style wagons. Are certainly enough if they wanted to bring out another pretty, do not get that one at all. Sorry, Martin, he's probably going to have a word with me now. When I see him at Key Model World, he said, "Oh yeah, cheers for giving the LMS vent wagon a kicking." And I go, "Whoa, hey." But hey, maybe that's their plan. Maybe if they bring out something so heinous as a pretend banana van, then that will be what Sam's Trains focuses on, because the haters are going to hate on something. So why don't you give them something insignificant to hate on? Now, chew on that. Yum, 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 yum. Chew on your bananas. Yes, I didn't mention the Cadbury van last time round, but because I think the Cadbury van you can kind of get away with, even though that would have been more of a Midland van. I think putting Cadbury on a vent wagon is okay, although it wouldn't have been on that diagram. That I can live with. The LMS vent wagon I can kind of live with as well, but the banana van, it just seems, I think it must be a sacrificial offering to the YouTube gods. I'm guessing. What does this mean for the bigger picture, though? Well, I certainly think that this is a massive commitment. This is a huge injection. Like I said, it's almost as big as as what came out first time round. It's crazy, isn't it? That amount of stuff, particularly all the engineering wagons. They're just fantastic. And again, good to see them in the triplets. Good to see different running numbers on them. That's all a positive. Can't wait to get them in my hands. Particularly the sea cows, sea lions. With those bogeyed, but yeah, they're gonna. I think they're gonna. If they get them running sweet, they're gonna be fantastic because they'll go around any kind of curve. The little bogeyed job like that, perfect, absolutely perfect. Jolly hockey sticks, fantastic. Because I did this video. This is Monday. This is Sunday. Yeah, I'm just coming from mowing the lawn. I don't know what chit chat they did afterwards. Maybe they might have talked about future stuff. Maybe they talked about GWR. Maybe they talked about DMUs. If they did, that's fantastic. I was hoping that we might see in this announcement something about the Grizzly Teaks again. If they do mention the Grizzly Teaks, because they've been sort of kicking around the background for over 3 years, and almost from the beginning. I think they were first spotted in Scotland, and now that some people have been making their own Grizzly Teaks, that almost is always kind of like an omen that something's going to be brought out. And of course, with the guys making pannier kits, I was absolutely sure that a pannier would be mentioned, and maybe it was. Maybe I'm a little bit out of the loop by 24 hours, whatever it is. Guys, hope that's enough for you from me. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the background, and it's okay. It's cool. I've had lots of really nice comments from people, direct messaging me. That's fantastic. But it's okay. Peachy's okay, I promise you. Some business decisions were made that didn't end up going in my favour, and that's it. No one got shot. No one's. I'm not angry. I think I've said this on social media before. I don't feel the need to pick the rope up or have a fight or slag off anybody or any other company or anyone out there, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's probably me saying that's enough anyway, isn't it? It's all good. The moment we found out that Elgin weren't selling stuff through the retailers, I had 10 minutes of chuntering, and then I went, fine, next project. Let's move on. Let's find out what we can do next, what we can help bring to the market, what we can help bring to you, and that's been my focus. Will continue to be my focus. All right, next kind of videos from me. I'm hoping I'm going to step back away from all this kind of stuff and get back to a bit of model making. I really want to improve the stock I'm going to have running on Batty Moss. So I'm going to be mucking about with a few locos, more about that later. And I'm also I want to improve what's happening with the fiddle yard. I want to expand it. I think it can hold 8 lanes rather than 6, so they can have more things running, a bit more variation. So that's my focus. So I'm not focusing on detail at the moment. She's tidy, she's there. I want to have some operational stuff improved. And to do that, I need to look at the rolling stock, and I need to look at the storage yard and see how I can improve that. All right, so that's my focus for my own hobby. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Obviously, you can order all of these direct from Hornby, and I would imagine from pretty much every retailer now. There's 1 or 2 that still haven't, but that's their choice. Again, if a shop decides they don't want to stock it, don't give them a kick in. It's just that's their choice. It's their business. Go to the next retailer and buy your locos from them. That's it, isn't it? Peace and love to everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please take care. Cheery bye.
And that's all there is to tell. I'll be on my way now, sir. I've got urgent business in the south. I have to meet a man at Melbourne Junction.